Radha Radha everyone. On behalf of Radha Madhav Satsang Singapore, welcome to the last day of this series, The Path to Spiritual Enlightenment. There are two more series following this, but further details will be shared after this talk. So it is truly an honor to have Swamiji amongst us today. Before we begin, let me just provide all of you a brief introduction on Swamiji. Swamiji is the senior pracharak of Jagat Guruttam Sri Kripalaji Maharaj. Swamiji was born in Trinidad, and in his earlier life, he held several jobs as an engineer technician and was a high school teacher. In 1988, Swamiji met Jagat Guru Sri Kripalaji Maharaj and accepted him as his spiritual master. Swamiji gives spiritual programs in the US, West Indies, Canada, South Africa, and India. He is Maharajji's ambassador to the world for awakening selfless divine love in seeking souls. Now, please join your hands together to welcome Swamiji. I'd like to invite the President of Lakshmi Narayan Temple, Mr. Ranveer Singh, to provide Swamiji with a garland. Next, I would like to invite Lavkesh Bhaiya to give Swamiji a garland. Now, I'd like to kindly request all of you to silence your phones to avoid disruptions. Radhe Radhe.
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Dear devotees, please sit up straight, close your eyes. Try to visualize the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Power. Whatever form you worship the Lord in, try to feel the presence. Try to feel the bliss and the peace in your heart. Feel the blessing of the presence of the Supreme Lord. Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnana-janashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Barahapidam Natvarvaput Karnayo Karnikaram Vibhradvasa Kanakakapisham Vaijayanti Chamalam Randhran Venum Radhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopavrindai Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravishad Gita Kirti Namah Kam Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamāline Namah Kamalapādāya Namaste Kamaleksha Yo Brahmanam Virdhati Purvam Yo Vedanshta Prahinoti Tasma Taghvang Hardevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai Adaraniya Vandaniya Bhakta Samudaya Divyatmao Mahanubhava. Dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls, first let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you here tonight. As is customary, before I continue tonight's talk, let us chant the divine name of the Supreme Lord for a few minutes, as we'll benefit even more by focusing our mind, our thoughts on that Supreme, Blessed, most loving, most kind, most beautiful Lord. You will see on the screen in front of you, on the page 4, Bhajan number 6. This beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu describes how beautiful God is, how beautiful Shri Krishna is. Mero pyaro pyaro murli walo ja par kaam karo ranwaro. How beautiful is Shri Krishna, God. The most beautiful person in the material world, Sabse Sundar, is Maik Jagatame. Most beautiful person is told to be Kamdev, the God of love. To describe how beautiful Shri Krishna is, the scriptures and the saints declare him to be more beautiful than the beauty of uncountable Kamdevs combined. We can't imagine even how beautiful Kamdev is. And he is uncountable times more beautiful than even Kamdev. He is something so peculiar about the form of the Lord Shri Krishna. He has a Mor Mukut, a crown of peacock feather on his head. He wears pitambar, yellow silken clothes, so beautiful, like the strike of the lightning. Auchala alamasta chalamatawaru. He walks with such intoxication that he puts an elephant to shame. He puts a swan to shame. Shukasan kadik tu kah pyaro, ik tak lakhat samadhi visaro. Shukadev Paramhans, Sanak Sanandan Sanatan Sanak Kumar, they are all greatest of Paramhans, Jnani. But on seeing that beautiful form of Shri Krishna, they forgot their samadhi and started to stare at him without even blinking the eyelid. They could not take their eyes away from him. In so many beautiful ways it's been described to help us to understand how beautiful and loving he is. We'll sing a few lines of this beautiful verse. Mero pyaro pyaro. And please this chorus after me when I sing the line. Try your best to sing in chorus. Mero pyaro pyaro murali varo japar kaam karo ranwaro. Mero pyaro pyaro प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। मोर मुकुटे भारो चल अलमस्त चाल मतवारो। शुभ सनकादिक तो कह प्यारो टक लखत समाधि विसारो। निज छवि लखी मन सोचत प्यारो उड़ लगाओ राधा तुम धारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। रस भरे नयन रत्नारो जहि लखि शंभु समाधि विसारो। कुमार माहू जब लख प्यारो निज पाते व्रत धर्म विसारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो ब्रज रस प्यारो तव ब्रज मह गोपी तनु धारो। अस कृपाल उन जादू दारो चल अरु अचर स्वभाव विसारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो Radhe Govind, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govind, Govind Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govind, Govind Radhe, Radhe 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 Govind, Govind Radhe, 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 oh Radhe Radhe Govind, Govind Radhe, 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 Radhe Radhe Govind, Govind मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो, जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो, जा पर काम करो रंगवारो। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Now try to be very attentive and listen carefully. We are all suffering in this world. Sabhi dukhi hai. The reason for our suffering? Agyan. Agyan. Ignorance. What is the ignorance? हम अपने को भूल गया. We have forgotten who we are. We have forgotten that we are the soul, Atma, Jeev, Jivatma. Identifying with the physical body from beginningless time, we have been looking for happiness where it cannot be found in the material world. Up till now, we have not found even the tiniest drop of true happiness, even once, even in dream. What is the cause for our ignorance? Why have we forgotten who we are? Something called Maya, a power of God called Maya. How can we become free from Maya? The ultimate aim of life, to attain true spiritual enlightenment, we have to become free from Maya. So how can we become free from Maya? The highest authority, the Vedas tell us, Tameva vidtvat mittumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanai. Shvetashvataro Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 8. The Vedas are telling us, only by knowing God, Shri Krishna, God, can the Jivatma, the individual soul, become free from Maya. There is no other way. It means we have to know God. Now, I told you, the Vedas which is the highest authority, contains 100,000 mantras. These 100,000 mantras are divided into 3 sections. 3 bhag. Upasana, Karma Kand, Upasana Kand, Gyan Kand. 80,000 mantras, Karma Kand. The path of Vedic rites and rituals, duty, varnashram, dharma. 16,000 mantras, Upasana Kand, the path of bhakti, the path of loving God. And 4,000 mantras, Gyan Kand, the path of knowledge. So 3 sections. I also told you that very briefly, this is a gist of what we have heard so far. We, the Jivatma, the individual soul, we are governed by Maya, and Maya has 3 qualities. Teen gun. Tribhir gunamaya bhavai rebhi sarvamidam jagat. Mohitam na bhijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam. Chapter 7, verse 13, 1-3 Gita. 3 qualities Maya govern, 3 qualities of Maya governs the individual soul and prevents us from knowing God. Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. That supreme power we want to know, whom we call God, Bhagavan, Ishwar, Paramatma, Krishna, Ram, Durga, Radha, many names. One supreme power, different forms. God is not 3 and 4. Eko Devah Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karma Dhyaksha Sarva Loka Divasa Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. Shweta Shutara chapter 6 verse 11. The Vedas are saying there's only one God, one supreme power. Eko Deva. But Anantanama Rupaya. He has uncountable name, uncountable form. That supreme power has 3 existence in 3 forms. Varanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yadganam advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdyate. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 11th verse. The Bhagavad Mahapuran says that one supreme power we call God, Bhagavan, exists in 3 forms. Brahm, the formless aspect, which is worshipped by the Jnanis. Paramatma, Mahavishnu, Narayan, Char Bhuja, 4 arms, worshipped by the yogis. And Bhagavan, the personal aspect of God, Ram, Krishna, etc., worshipped by those who love devotees. 3 forms, one God. So the Vedas are divided in 3 sections. Maya has 3 qualities which governs us, the individual soul. And God, Bhagavan, has 3 forms. In the same way, there are only 3 paths to knowing God. Yogastrayo mayo prokta nrinam shreyo vidit sama Jnanam karma cha bhaktischa nopayo nyosti kutrachit. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 20th chapter, 6 verse. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Uddhav, there are only 3 paths to know Him. Gyan, the path of knowledge. Karma, the path of Vedic rites and rituals. Varnashram, dharma. And bhakti, the path of love, devotion. No payonyosti kutrachit, there is no other path. So we have been going through in detail I told you, once the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan Sri Radha Krishna in Golok, decided to descend in the world to bless us, the worldly souls. In the year 1486, in a place called Navadvip in India, in the month of February, the Supreme Lord descended as Gaurang Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya. Once Lord Chaitanya had a discussion with his most intimate disciple, Ramanand Rai, who was an eminent scholar of the Vedas and all the Shastras. Gaurang Mahaprabhu asked Ramanand Rai, what is the duty of every human being? Ramanand Rai answered and said, Swe swe karmanya bhirata sansiddhim labhate naraha. Chapter 18, verse 45, Gita. Every human being must perform one's moral and ethical duties. Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, yes, what you say is good, but the performance of duty, rites and rituals, etc. would only give one heaven. And I went in detail about heaven. Performing karma, dharma can only give us heaven, which is nashwar, destructible. We'll go to heaven for a few days, a short time, and enjoy, and we have to come back right here and suffer. In fact, the Vedas tell us the one who wants to go to heaven is not only an ordinary fool, but the greatest fool, Brahma. So, Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, tell me something better. So again he quoted Gita. Yat kuroshi yadashnasi yat jurosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushama darpanam. Gita chapter 9 verse 27. The highest aim of the individual soul is to offer all his actions to God. Gaurang Mahaprabhu, however, objected, saying, in this there is the idea that freedom from bondage can only be attained through the performance of action. It's good, but not the best. So this time someone asked a question last night about performance of karma, whether karma is needed in bhakti, jnana is needed in bhakti. So this is karma yoga. I told you last night, Bhagwan Krishna in one place in the Gita, he says, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhya cha. Chapter 8 verse 7 Gita. Arjun, Tasma sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, at all time, ma manusmara, remember me, keep me in your heart, or yudhya cha, your kshatri, do your duty, fight the war. So karma, duty, plus bhakti, ma manusmara, remembering God lovingly, that's bhakti, that is karma yoga. This will give us godization. So Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, yes, you will become free from Maya, you will attain Bhagwan, but tell me something better. So again Ramanand Rai quoted Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Chapter 18 verse 66 Gita. Renounce all dharma, all duties, all obligation, and take shelter only in Shri Krishna, only in God. Gaurang Mahaprabhu again objected, saying that this teaching is only for those who do not possess true knowledge. You see, Shri Krishna has spoken these words to Arjun, who was afraid of fighting the battle for the fear of killing his elders, teachers, etc., relatives, etc. He was identifying with the body, thinking he can kill, not having the knowledge that the soul, Atma, is indestructible, who we are. So what is the goal of one who already possesses true knowledge? Again he quoted the Gita. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tatato gyata vishyate tadanantaram. Chapter 18, verse 54 and 55, Gita. In the first tree, there was a fear of dharam. Dharam se darte. If I don't do this, I will go to hell. If I don't do that, I will go to hell. Bhai. There was fear. In this one, there was no bhai, no dharma. But it is mixed with gyan, the path of knowledge. Last night I went in detail. One, the path of Gyan, impossible in Kali. I showed in detail. In ancient times, people were able to follow the path of Gyan. But when you follow the path of Gyan, there's only to a certain extent you can go. As I told you, there are two forms of Maya. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to Lakshman, Tehi kar bhed sunahu tum do, vidya apar avidya do. Lakshman, there are two kinds of Maya, Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. I told you in detail last night, Vidya Maya means Sattva-guni Maya. Avidya Maya means Rajogun plus Tamogun. Now, the Jnani, the one who follows the path of Gyan, remember, not in Kali, he can cross Avidya Maya, Rajogun, Tamogun. He realizes I am the soul Atma, what we call self-realization. But he cannot cross Vidya Maya, Sattva-gun. For that, he has to do bhakti. Shri Krishna makes it very clear in the Gita. Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Metantarantite. Chapter 7, verse 14, Gita. Arjun, Gunamai, Gunavarika Maya. This is not an illusion, not an imagination of the mind, but a divine power. Daivi Hesha. Or Meri Maya. Mama Maya is a power that belongs to Shri Krishna. So no one, no Jnani, Rishi, Muni, Yogi can become free from Maya by their own effort. How to become free? Mame vaye prapadyante. Ev means only. Only the one who completely surrenders to God. Then Bhagwan says, will tell Maya to leave. So bhakti, that Jnani after attaining self-realization has to come back and do bhakti in order to become free from Vidya Maya. So, here these two verses in Gita I say, the highest aim of the soul is to do bhakti mixed with the path of Gyan, knowledge. Gyan alone will give us Atma Gyan, self-realization. That Gyani falls again and again, I showed you last night. But when you add bhakti to Gyan, it becomes Jnana Yoga. He attains God realization. But there is still mixture. So he's still not the best. Tell me something better. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says. So now, Ramanand Rai says, Jnane prayasa mudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiyavartam sthane sthita shutigatam tanuvang manobhir ye prayasho jita jito pyasita istilokyam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 3rd verse. Brahma. After Brahma had tested Sri Krishna, In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Brahma saw Shri Krishna eating jutan. Naraji told Brahma, your father has descended in the world. Descended? Nobody told me? It's okay, but he is there. Kaha? In Braj. So Brahma came, he saw this little boy surrounded by his friends, and the Gwalbar, the Sakha, they had all brought their food. Shri Krishna also, Yashoda Maiya, has given him food in his tiffin. Now it's lunchtime, they all sit in a circle. Shri Krishna takes his tiffin and put in the back. And when his friends start eating, he would wait. And when they're chewing the food, he would wait and put his hand in their mouth and grab the food they were chewing, jutan, and he would eat it. And he would smack his lip. What wonderful food your Maya has cooked. Seeing that, Brahma ka matha thamka. He got completely confused. So he tested Shri Krishna. He stole all the cows and all his friends and hid them, put them in a trance and hid them in a cave. I'm not going to the whole katha. We'll take a whole lecture itself. And Shri Krishna himself became all the cows and all his friends. Brahma realized his mistake. He realized this little boy who was eating jutan from the mouth of illiterate cowherd boys was the Supreme Lord because of their love for him. Prem, bhakti. Brahma fell at the feet of Shri Krishna and started glorifying him. So this is one of the verses he said. Pure bhakti, pure devotion, unobstructed by the desire for moksha, liberation, is the highest attainment, highest aim of the individual soul. Pure bhakti, shuddha bhakti, avirala bhakti. Dhanurgrihitau panisharam mahasram sharam yupasa nishitam sandhayit ayamya tadbhavagatena cetasa laksham tadevaksharam brahma saumya ved. In other words, the Upanishads are a bow, dhanush, and devotion, love to Shri Krishna is the arrow. What we have to do, we have to fix our mind on Shri Krishna by pulling the arrow of devotion. Lord Kapil says to his mother Devahuti in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Etavaneva lokesmin punsam nishreso daya tivrena bhakti yogena manomayarpitam sthiram. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 3rd Canto, 25th chapter, 44th verse. The highest achievement of the individual soul is the union of his mind with God, Shri Krishna, through bhakti, love, devotion. Naraji says in Narad Bhakti Sutra, Trisatyasya bhakti reva gariyasi, bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti, the path of devotion, is superior in the past, in the present, and in the future. Therefore, tasmat saiva grahya mumukshubhi. Narad Bhakti Sutra. One who wants to attain moksha, liberation, must practice bhakti. Naham basami vaikunthe yoginam hridaye nacha mad bhakta yatra gayanti tatta tishtami narada. Adi Puran. Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord, is saying to Narad, Naradji, you want to find me? Don't look in Vaikuntha. Don't look in the heart of the yogis and rishis. Where are you going to find me? Mad Bhakta. This is important. Where those who love me, my bhaktas, are chanting and glorifying me, there you will find me. Not just singing. Anybody can sing. Lata Mangeshkar, Mohammed Rafi, so many people can sing. No. Mad Bhakta, he qualifies. Mad Bhakta yatra gayanti. Where those who love me above everything are chanting and glorifying my name, my qualities, there you will find me. In the Ramayana, Kak Basundaji says to Garuji, Sab karmat khaganayak eha Kariyaram pad pankaj neha. Hey Garuji, Kak Basundaji said, Hey Garud, it is the conclusion of all the mats, all the scriptures, all the saints, all the paths, is the conclusion. What we have to do? Kariyaram pad pankaj neha. Neha means love. To have love for the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Sakha param paramarat ehu Kariyaram pad pankaj nehu. Hey Garud, there are 4 traditional aims of human life in Sanatan Dharma. Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha. Desire for righteousness, desire for wealth, desire for pleasure, desire for moksha. Kak Basundaji rejects these 4. And he says there's a 5th Purusharth, which is the highest. Sakha param paramartha ehu. And what is that? Kariyaram pad pankaj nehu. Love for the lotus feet of the Lord. The Supreme Lord himself, Bhagwan Shri Ram, says to his devotee Kak Basundaji, Bhaktivant ati nichahu prani, mohi prana priya asamam vani. Someone was asking me last night a question. In Hinduism, we all know what bhakti is. What about those people who don't know about puja, about havan, etc., going to mandir? I said bhakti doesn't mean puja, havan, going to mandir. Bhakti means love, prem. And here Sri Ram is saying, Ati nichahu prani. If someone has love for me, even if he is the lowest of the low, a chandal. Chandal means one who eats the flesh of a dog. Kutte ke mas khana. But he has love for me. He is dearer to me than my own life. Bhagwan doesn't look to see how much puja you are doing, how much education you have, which family you belong to, how much job you are doing. No. How much pilgrimage you have gone to. No. He looks to see how much love, pray. Bas. He says, Bhaktihin biranchi na hoi, sab jivahu samapriya mohi soi. On the other hand, if someone doesn't have love for me, even if he is Brahma, my son, beta mera, but he doesn't have love for me, then he is nothing but an ordinary soul. Vede Ramayane Chaiva Purane Bharate Tatha Adau Madhe Tatha Chante Haris Sarvatra Giyate. Mahabharata. In other words, the Vedas, the Puranas, the Ramayana, Mahabharata are all recommending only bhakti, only the path of devotion to God. But why should we do only bhakti? What does bhakti do? And why bhakti is so important? So we will hear, but first we'll do a little chanting again, and then we will hear why bhakti is so important. So in the next bhajan, number 7, here, Kripa karu barasane wari, teri kripa ka bharosa bhari. A devotee saying to Radha Rani, I told you last night that there is no difference between Radha Rani and Shri Krishna. There is no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman. Between the power and that which possesses the power. Fire has the power to burn. Can we subtract the power of fire to burn from the fire? No, impossible. Can we take away the safedi, the whiteness from the milk? No, impossible. Can we subtract the smell from the earth? No. In the same way, there's no difference between Shakti and Shaktiman, between Durga, Kali and Shiv, between Sri Ram and Sita, between Radha and Krishna. Don't see difference, they are one and the same. So devotees saying to the divine Shakti, the mother, divine mother of the universe, Hey Radha Rani, I am dependent on your kripa. Please shower your grace upon me. We will chant this beautiful verse. Kripa karu barsane vari, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी. कृपा करो बरसाने वाली, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी. ओ कृपा करो बरसाने वाली, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी. तेरा मन है कृपा का प्यारी, तेरा मन है कृपा का प्यारी. तेरी कृपा तो कृपा है प्यारी, तेरा कोप भी कृपा है प्यारी. तेरी कृपा तो कृपा है प्यारी, तेरा कोप भी कृपा है प्यारी. तेरी कृपा चाह बनवारी, तेरी कृपा की है बलिहारी. तेरी कृपा तेरी कृपा की है बलिहारी. हो कृपा करो बरसाने वाली, तेरी कृपा का भरोसा भारी. कृपा पर कृपा करे प्यारी, ऐसी कृपा करो वारी वारी. कृपा पर कृपा करे प्यारी, ऐसी कृपा करो प्यारी, आगे पाछे डोले बनवारी। सुनी कृपा का विरद प्यारी, तेरे द्वार की भारी प्यारी। तो हो या न हो अधिकारी, सब पर कृपा करे प्यारी। मुझ पर कृपा करो प्यारी, तब जानू की कृपालु प्यारी। तेरी कृपा पाके पिया प्यारी, बनी गए हैं कृपालु प्यारी। So back to the topic. Why is bhakti so important? Look, the aim is we have to know God, true spiritual enlightenment. God has one condition for knowing Him. उनकी एक शर्त है उनको जानने के लिए, one condition. In the Ramayana, God, Sri Ram says to Sugriv, Nirmal man jan so mohi pava, mohi kapat chal chidra na bhava. Only those who are pure in heart, pure mind, can know me, see me, attain me. I cannot tolerate deception, deceit, fraud. So the condition for knowing God is pure heart, pure mind, nirmal man. The Bible also says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Or once, pure heart. Look, I told you before, the most important thing in spirituality is the mind. What does God note? Our thoughts and ideas, not the physical action. This is a mistake we make. The Vedas say, Man eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayoho. Brahma Bindu Upanishad, second mantra. Man, the mind. Ev, alone. Manushyanam, human beings. Karnam is the cause, bandhan of bondage, moksha, liberation. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind will take us to hell, the mind will take us to heaven, the mind will give us this material world, the mind will take us to God. True spiritual enlightenment. The mind alone. All the responsibility lies with the mind alone. This is why all the rishis and munis have taken hold of the mind. In the whole Gita, Shri Krishna is saying to Arjuna, control the mind, give me your mind. Man. The most important. This is what he knows. The moment we think, वो note किया, he has taken note. And what are we thinking? Every moment, wrong thoughts. Instead of thinking lovingly and favorably about God every moment, our mind, we're thinking about the world and worldly things. Because the mind, now two things. One, the mind is the product of Maya, so it is material. And the world is Maya, material. So the nature of the mind is to love the world. So from beginningless time, because of our ignorance, because of not knowing who we are, identifying with the material body, and because of the nature of the mind, we've always been looking for happiness in the world, where it cannot be found. And the mind has become extremely dirty. Bahut ganda ho. So the aim of spirituality is to make the heart, the mind pure. Everything you do, whether it's puja, whether it's havan, whether it's abhishek, whether it's jap, kirtan, bhajan, whatever. But we always mostly do physical use. No one pays attention to where the mind is. And that's why we don't benefit. It's all physical. So the mind is the most important. And we have to make the heart, the mind pure. Tulsidas Ji, great saint, Tulsidas Ji Maharaj, very great saint. He seems that he's gotten very angry with people who worship God only physically, mechanically. Listen to what Tulsidas Ji said. He paatahu footahu nayan, jarahu sutan kehi kaam, dravahi shravahi pulakahi nahi, tulasi sumirat ram. Someone is worshipping God puja, whatever. Chanting his name, singing, doing japa. And the heart doesn't melt with love. Dravai means melt. वो पिघलते नहीं. Then, he far too, that heart should be ripped apart, useless. Shravahi, tears doesn't flow from the eyes for the Lord. To futahu nayan, those eyes should be busted, they're useless. Pulakai nahi, the paws and the body doesn't raise on hands, goosebump. Jarahu sultan ke he kaam, that body should be burnt to ashes. Someone may say, okay, I don't listen to Ramayana. You listen to Bhagavad Mahapuran? Yes, okay, listen. Tadashmasaram hridayam vatedam yadgrihyamanai harinamadheyai na vikriyetat yada vikaro netre jalam gataruheshu harsha. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 24th verse. The Bhagavad is saying, somebody is chanting the name of Bhagwan, they are doing japa, they are chanting bhajan, kirtan. Harina. And the heart doesn't melt with love. Tears doesn't flow from the eyes, netre jalam. And the paws and the body doesn't raise on hands. Goosebump. Tadashmasadam hridayam vatedam. That heart must be made of steel. Thunderbolt. If you are doing bhakti, something is supposed to happen. So how to make the heart, the mind pure? Jagat Guru Shankaracharya also, who is teaching about the formless aspect, that God is only formless. He is saying to his mother, Vishuddhayati hinantaratma Krishna padam bhoja bhakti mrite. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya is teaching his mother, without bhakti, without love for Shri Krishna, the heart, the mind cannot be purified. In the Bhagavad Mahapuran, Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Yatha ninahe mamalam jahati dhmatam punah swam bhajate charupam atma cha karma nushayam vidhuya mad bhakti yogena bhajatyatho mam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 14th chapter, 25th verse. Hem. Hem means gold. Gold, when there's dirt, impurities, you have to purify the gold. How is it purified? You heat it in fire. Shri Krishna is saying to Uddhav, just as gold, when heated in fire, becomes purified of its dirt, impurities, glows and attains its pure form, in the same way, only when we shed tears of love, selfless love for the Lord, is the heart, the mind purified. To make the point even stronger, he says in the next verse, Yatha yathatma parimrjate sau mat punya gatha shravana bhithanai tatha tatha pashyati vastu sukshmam chakshur yathaiva janasam prayuktam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 14th chapter, 26th verse. Again Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, just as we have diseases in the eyes today, Katara, so many kind of disease. In the same way, in ancient times, people had disease in the eyes. Today we have all kinds of wonderful medicine, creams, laser, drops, all kinds of things. Didn't have all that in ancient time. But there was a wonderful medicine, Ayurvedic medicine called Anjan. Not Kajal. Anjan. It doesn't exist anymore. In Kali Yuga, it will come back in Satya. Any disease in the eye, and you apply Anjan, that Ayurvedic medicine called Anjan, slowly destroys the disease, and you are able to see things clearly again. Shri Krishna says, Uddhav, just as when Anjan applied to the diseased eye, slowly destroys the disease of the eye, and we're able to see things clearly again. In the same way, while chanting the divine name of the Lord, listening to His divine pastimes, etc., His divine philosophy, we shed tears of selfless love. The heart, the mind is purified. So only one medicine. We have to cry, we have to shed tears, not for the world, for God. The Bible also says, cry unto the Lord with a longing and yearning heart, and then you shall see Him. We have to cry. Now, the question may come, why can't I cry for God? We cry for everything in the world. The moment we are born, the first thing we do, cry. And we keep crying till we die. So how come we can't cry for God? One reason. Ek karan hai, one reason. That is abhiman. Ego. Pride. The only thing which prevents us from shedding tears for God, for the Lord, something called ego, abhiman, pride. One thing God cannot tolerate, ego, pride. He loves humility. Gaurav Mahaprabhu, I told you, descension of Radha Krishna. He did not leave much writing. Only 8 Sanskrit verses. 8 is called Shikshastak. The very first verse in the Shikshastak, he says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Shikshastak. You want to be a spiritual person? Not religious, spiritual. You want to do bhakti, you want to attain spiritual enlightenment, true happiness, true peace, then there are certain conditions you have to fulfill first. These are prerequisites, some conditions we have to fulfill. Number 1, Trinadapi suni chena. Trin means grass, ghas. One has to become humbler than a blade of grass. I mentioned this morning in the picnic, we all walk on the grass. When you walk on the grass, what does the grass do? It jhuk jate, it bends. And then when you go, it again stands up. It never complains, are you blind? Can't you see where you are going? We have to be more humbler than that. Number 2, tarorapi sahishnuna. One has to become more tolerant than a fruit-bearing tree. Look at the tree, a fruit-bearing tree. I don't think you have mango tree and apple in Singapore, but you may know. Let's suppose that there's a mango tree. We love to eat mango. We can get tired. What is rainbow mango? From Thailand, I think. So this mango tree, somebody is taking care. He's put in fertilizer, he's watering, taken out the weed, and somebody's trying to kill the tree. He's throwing stones, stick, cutting the branch. But when the tree grows up and it flowers and bears fruits, does the tree say, hey, mister, you took such wonderful care for me. You took such wonderful care. I'm going to give you the best mango, the sweetest mango. And you tried to kill me. No mango. Oh, I'm going to give you a poison mango. Does the tree do that? No. The tree gives to all alike. Whether you took care or you tried to kill the tree. Okay, the tree says, Bhaiya, my duty is to give fruit. Phal dena. You can take it lovingly, or you can break the branch. My duty is to give fruit. We have to be more tolerant than the fruit-bearing tree. Amanina, manadena. The word man means respect. The absence of a desire for name and fame, for respect. One can have the greatest good quality, and yet he feels, I am the worst of the worst. So that abhiman, pride, should not come in the heart. Give everything and still feel I have given nothing. Do not, when you give dhan, charity, that your name has to be announced, or else you're not going to give again. When thou givest alms, let not the left hand nor the right hand have given, that thy alms may be in secret. The best charity is the one given in secret. That is the dhan. There should not be any abhiman. Amanadenaha. Give respect to all. Seeing the Supreme Lord, realizing that God is sitting in the heart of every living being. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe dunatishthati. Chapter 18, verse 61. God sits in the heart of every living being. That same Radha Krishna, that same Kali, that same Durga, Shiv, that you think is living in Golok, in Shivlok, Durga Lok, is sitting in the heart of every living being. Practicing that, realizing that that same Lord who I love is sitting in the heart. Don't see high and low. Give respect to all. And try in every way never to do anything that will hurt anyone. If we realize that I am the lowest of the low, people think the time is of limit, but just couple more minutes. People, they think I cannot feel that I am a sinner. Ki main papi hu. I have not killed anyone. I did not beat up anyone. I didn't steal, etc. I didn't drink alcohol. I didn't eat meat. And I see people do so much. They kill, they beat, they fight. So I can't think I am a sinner. First to begin, as I told you, who or what is the performer of the action? What does God note? What we do physically or what the thought is? I was given an example this morning. Somebody sees someone that they hate. Somebody has done something wrong to them in the past. They wish that person will go and die somewhere. And when the person comes in front of them, Haribol, Haribol, Sitaram, Radha. A long time I didn't see you. Please have a seat. And which one is Bhagwan noting? The sweet words from here or the dirty thoughts in here? The dirty thought in here. He knows our thoughts and ideas. Every moment we are thinking wrong thoughts. Look, if we have done one sin, one wrong thing in one lifetime, uncountable lifetime, the soul Atma is beginningless, eternal, we would have committed uncountable sins. And this is all stored in the heart, in the mind, as sanchitpa, infinite. Realizing that I am no better than anyone. I may be actually worse, will cause the tears to flow from the eyes. It becomes very easy for one to forgive and forget, to tolerate, not to get angry. Little things we can't tolerate. When you get angry, what happens? All your bhakti goes down the drain. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibrama, smriti vanshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. Chapter 2 verse 63 Gita. This is why tolerance is so important. Sahanshilta, sahan ki shakti badhao. To tolerate. My Guru Jagat Gurutam Kripalu Mahaprabhu would say to us, the more you can tolerate, the more bhakti will come. Because when we get angry, when you can't tolerate, you get angry. What happens? From anger comes delusion. From delusion, loss of memory. When we lose our memory, we lose the power to discriminate, and everything is destroyed. Chapter 2 verse 63 Gita. It is very important. There's much, much more. So the true path to spiritual enlightenment, only bhakti. Only. Look, one more thing. In the Gita, in the 11th chapter, Shri Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna. Then he said to Arjuna, Naham vedana tapasa, na dane na chejaya. Chapter 11 verse 53 Gita. What you have seen, Arjuna, in order to attain spiritual enlightenment, not through the study of the Vedas or scriptures, not through tapasya, austerities, fasting, yajna, how and etc. can one attain me, see me attain spiritual enlightenment? None of this. Chapter 11 verse 53. Then he says in 11:54, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapaha. Chapter 11 verse 54 Gita. Arjuna, whether one wants to attain my divine knowledge, to know me, gyatu, one wants to see my divine form, drashtu, to see me, one wants to attain moksha, liberation, praveshtu, whatever you want to attain, one path only, bhaktya tvananyaya, ananya bhakti, exclusive devotion, exclusive love for God, no other path. So only one path, Gita is saying everywhere, for spiritual enlightenment. We can do karma, our bhakti. You can do jnana, our bhakti. Bhakti, just pure bhakti. But bhakti is most important. This is the path to true spiritual enlightenment. There's much, much more. But time is very limited, so I will finish here tonight. There's much more. We have some more programs upcoming. You will see just now a little while. Details. We may have flyers also. We have 2 days at Radha Kunj, which is not very far from me. I think Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we have 3 days at one of the temple, Ishu Temple. So, we'll hear much more about this. I want to invite you, and I want to prevail upon you that you want to hear more, you want to understand more, how we can attain that true spiritual enlightenment. Then please continue to come, and you will gain much, much more. But I will finish here tonight because I wanted to answer some questions. So we'll stop here. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Radha Rani ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So I'll go straight into the questions. Some questions were sent via the group, and Anand sent them to me. So I will try to very briefly answer this. There's about 3 questions here. It was summarized. There was more, but it was summarized as more or less they were asking the same thing. So 3 main questions summarized, and then if you have any question following that, we'll try to answer. So the first question here: how can we strengthen our spiritual practice and faith every day? And what are some spiritual books we should read regularly? Okay. So look, this is a practice. Shri Krishna is saying to Arjuna to do the same thing. Practice, practice. Control the mind. Control the mind. Arjuna said, how to do this? Chanchalam mana Krishna pramati balavadram tasyaham nigaham manye vayurivasu dushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34 Gita. Hey Krishna, how to control this mind? It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It's as difficult to control the mind as it is to control. It is even more difficult to control the mind than it is to control the wind. And Shri Krishna agreed. Asanshayam mahabahu manodur nigraham chalam. Chapter 6 verse 35. Yes Arjuna, I agree 100%. The mind is difficult to control. Durnigra, but not impossible. So how to do it? Abhyasina tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Chapter 6 verse 35, second line. Through constant practice and detachment. Abhyas. We have to take some time in our life daily and do sadhana. There's some spiritual practice we have to do. Can't go into great detail. I'll try to go. As I said, we have lectures coming up, and I would invite you to come, and I'll be talking about this in detail. As some of this, the topics we are coming in the other temples is dealing with this. So we'll be able to go in more detail. So abhyas, constant practice. Look, this body belongs to us. We're not the body, but we need the body. It's very important. Tana binu bhajana vedana hivarna. We have to keep the body healthy. We have to give it all the right amount of vitamins, mineral, protein, everything in the right amount. So to keep the body healthy, we eat food every day. Sometimes 3 times a day, sometimes more. So just as we eat food every day to keep the body healthy, we have to eat food for the soul, the Atma, who we are also. Body is material, so we give it material things. Rice, soup, dal, vegetable, bread. Now, can we give the Atma, the soul, some soup? Some rice, some chawal, some bread? No. Why? Because Atma, the soul, is divine. Being a fraction of God, it is divine. So, body is material, we give it material food. Atma, soul, is divine, we give it divine food. What is divine food? When we sit down and meditate on God, we chant His divine name, etc. We shed tears for Him. That is food for the soul. And that we have to do every day. Just as we eat every day to keep the body healthy, we have to keep the soul, Atma, healthy also. Briefly, what book should we read? I mentioned last night, one book I highly recommend. Look, reading Gita, Ramayana, Bhagavad, we're not going to understand. by ourselves. Bhagavad Rasik, Rasik ki baate, Rasik bina ko samujh sakena, Khag jane, khag hi kai bhakha. Tulsidas says, just as a bird alone can understand the language of another bird, so too, only a saint, one who has attained God realization, can understand what is written by another saint. To understand what is written in our mind, we have to become Tulsidas. To understand what is written in Gita, we have to become Arjun. To understand what is in Bhagavad, we have to become Vedas. So by reading, we'll get more confused. So what to do? We go Acharyavan Purusho Ive. We go to the Guru, the saint. So Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, my Guru, he's written a wonderful book called Prem Ras Siddhant. In this book, everything we need to know, every question you have is answered. Everything I have been speaking throughout this 3 nights is in this book. And I'll be speaking onward is in here. So if I were to recommend a book to you that you should read regularly, every day, this book. I'll tell you, there's a magic in this book. When I first read this book, Prem Ras Siddhant, when I first met Jagat Gurutam Kripalu Mahaprabhu, I got this book, I read it, I found something. Then I wanted to read again. I read a second time, oh, something different. I read a third time, things became clearer and clearer. There's a magic. So I highly recommend this book, this Prem Ras Siddhant. Now, this is the philosophy. But we have to practice. Remember, Shri Krishna says, Abhyas. So there is a book. Jagat Gurutam Kripalu Mahaprabhu, he gave a speech. Roop Dhyan. How to practice sadhana. So that lecture has been taken and translated in English. In this book. So if you get this book, so this is the philosophy. And this is the practical aspect. This is a little book. But this tells us what we have to do. So I will recommend not only this philosophy, get the little book also, Roop Dhyan, will help you tremendously. Let me go quickly to the next question. Second question. How do we deal with worries, relationship issues, cravings of the mind for things we know are not good for us, and achieve peace of mind? Bhakti. Once you do bhakti, all of this will happen automatically. Right? Once you do bhakti, and that's why I'm telling you, come. Once you practice bhakti in the right way, what bhakti does? It purifies the heart, the mind. Once you start doing bhakti in the right way, not what you think is bhakti. Bhakti as given by the saint. Sadhana. Shedding tears of selfless love while chanting the divine name, meditating on the Lord. Once you start doing that, the heart will start purifying. Look, our heart is like a dirty piece of cloth, rag, that has been dirty for a long time. If we have a dirty rag and you want to clean it of impurities, what do you wash it in? Clean water. Nirmala Pani. What is Nirmala Pani? 2. Hari, Guru, God and the saint, who is God personified. When we think lovingly about God, about a saint who is God personified, we purify, we wash that dirty rag of the mind, the heart. And when we think of the world lovingly, it's like taking that dirty cloth and dipping it back in a bucket of mud water. It gets more dirty. So we have to keep washing it in the clean water. That is the sadhana. It will take time. Uncountable lifetimes is not going to, or problems not going to be solved overnight. It will take time. We have to keep washing. That is the sadhana. Once you do bhakti, practice, peace of mind, control of mind, worries, everything will vanish. Everything will go away. All the problems will be solved. Let me go to the third question. If I can see it. What do you advise? No, I think it was the one. Okay. My question is, even after knowing that I am not the body, mind, and I am a soul, and I am a part of a bigger consciousness, God, I find myself getting ruffled by life's event. How to overcome this? Right. How do we overcome that? True knowledge. Tattva Gyan. Do not be lazy. Gaurang Mahaprabhu said, Tattva Gyan also not. When it comes to knowledge given by a true guru, a saint, certain knowledge is important. We cannot say, okay, I'll just love and chant Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna. No, no. Uncountable lifetimes of sanskars is stored in the mind. Things are going to give problem to you. We are governed by three modes of Maya, Sattva Gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. They keep changing, intermingling. One is always predominating, and the one which predominates determine our nature, how we're going to think. Things are going to come and doubts will come. So how to conquer that? When you have true knowledge given by a saint, when that becomes strong, you can battle anything. So we have to make our philosophy, the Tattva Gyan, knowledge given by a saint, strong. The more that knowledge becomes firm, the more we can battle any problem in this world. Alright? So this is the three questions. So let me now ask you if anyone has any question, very quickly, before we go on from there.
Yeah, we are not on time, so just one question. Yeah, please.
Pranam Swamiji.
Sure.
Yesterday you said those who take the path of knowledge or karma, they go to heaven. And
Only karma.
Yeah, karma. And then they come back.
Yeah.
But what about bhakti? Then they don't go to heaven, or they come back without going to heaven?
No, no.
What is it?
If you do bhakti and you don't attain God realization, you're doing bhakti and you don't attain God realization, yeah, you may go to heaven, etc., but your bhakti doesn't get destroyed. Right? So in the Gita, Sri Krishna says, Prapya punya kritam lokanushitva shashvati samaha shuchinam srimatam gehu yoga bhrashto bhijayate. Chapter 6, verse 41 Gita. Bhakti is not destroyed. No matter where you go, bhakti will stay. And now that amount of bhakti you have done will determine now in which home you are going to be born, in which environment. And then you will be able to start back from there. So that's why we should always keep doing bhakti. Because the more you do, the more you will benefit. Karma gets destroyed. Once you go to heaven and you start enjoying, finished. Gyan gets destroyed. Bhakti doesn't get destroyed. Bhakti stays. Yes, you will go to heaven, you have not attained God realization, you may have to go to hell, etc. But, again we will get human birth, and the amount of bhakti you have attained, now that will determine which home you are born, in which environment, and then you will start from there again. Alright? So do more, keep doing bhakti, don't say I'm too old, I can't do it. No, because the more you do, the more you will benefit. Alright? Okay, so I think that's enough. We crossed the time, so I'll stop here. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. What an amazing series it was. So as you know, Swamiji is here for 2 weeks. Another 2 series which are on the screen. Next series is starting day after tomorrow in Radhakunj. Radhakunj is our permanent center in Singapore at 43 Cuff Road. It is just around 200 meters away from this particular place. So to get maximum benefits, we highly recommend to attend the next 2 series as well. How to reach it? Greenleaf Restaurant. So we are on the first floor. I mean above the Greenleaf Restaurant. There are stairs going from the left hand side. Okay. So see you on 18th and 19th. As I mentioned, this is our permanent center in Singapore. Every Sunday we assemble there from 10:30 to 12:30. Apart from these series, I am just telling our regular schedule. Every Sunday, 10:30 to 12:30, where we do Sankirtans, which Swamiji has sung today, plus listen to discourses of Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj. So any Sunday, please, you are welcome from 10:30 to 12:30. The next series is in Balasubramanian Temple in Ishu. That will be 3-day series on how to find true everlasting happiness. Okay, so hope to see you all there in that particular series. Then we can basically never repay for the knowledge which we get. But if you want to pay any dakshina to Swamiji, that is welcome. Again, this is not mandatory, but if you want to pay, there are envelopes available, and you can offer directly to Swamiji. This will be mainly used for as travel fares and other personal things, right? So that is welcome. There are the books which Swamiji has recommended. Those are available at the bookstall. Feel free to explore it. There are a couple more books available if you are interested. There are beautiful cutouts as well there if you want to explore. So feel free to check that. Then if you want to know more about our programs, radhamadhavsatsang.org, that is our site. radhamadhavsatsang.org. And if you want to know future programs like this, we conduct many series like this ongoing series, then please leave your contact at our very help desk available there. Please leave your contact and we will basically approach you via WhatsApp messages for our future programs. Okay, so please don't forget that. Apart from it, we also do yoga programs. If you want to know more details, at the book counter we have professional trained yoga teacher available. They conduct regular classes. You can get more details at our bookstore on it. And I would like to thanks to Viramma Kaliamman Temple Committee. Thank you very much for hosting this series at this particular temple. Thank you for all your support. I would also like to thank Lakshmi Narayan Committee, Mr. Narayan Singh. Thank you, Ranveer Singh. Thank you very much for the continuous support to RMS group here. And hope to see you all again on coming Tuesday. Okay, so for the next series, Gems from Bhagavad Gita. Now we will start for the Aarti, and please, yes.
Please, you can all join in the Aartis. Let's all stand. As usual, the devotees will sing the Aarti. I'll join them afterwards. I will start the Aarti, and any one of you, you're welcome to come and do Aarti while the Aarti is inside.
आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की बनवारी
Jana सिर मोर मुकुट राखे, एक सिर सुनरी छवि छाए, दोन सिर तिरछे बल जागे, संग ब्रज भाग लाडली लाड, भागल लाड त्रिकाल त्रिपुरारी, त्रिगंगारी नटवारी, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी, त्रिगंगारी नटवारी, आरती प्रीतम प्यारी, त्रिगंगारी नटवारी। यस्य साक्षात् भगवती ज्ञानदीपप्रदे गुरौ, मर्त्या सखी श्रुतं तस्य सर्वं कुञ्जरशौचवत्, एष वै भगवान् साक्षात् प्रधान पुरुषेश्वर, योगेश्वरै विमृग्याङ्क्षर लोकोऽयं मन्यते। लाली लाल की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, राधा रानी की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Kindly have a seat, please.
Please come forward to pranam here and take prasad from Swamiji.